What did the guy say when he got caught masturbating to an optical illusion?
What?
It's not what it looks like.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah, it never is. Is that my grandfather?
Hey, man. Welcome to the Big Bad Broadcast, dude.
Hey, Tommy Chung. We hope we're as baked as you are for that intro.
Oh my God.
We're here at the Big Bad Broadcast Studios with Mike Grief
Yeah, what's happening, brother?
and Craig Mitchell.
I am here. I'm not going to finish that.
Don't finish it,
I
please.
didn't finish it. It's everybody knows already. Nobody gives a shit.
We're tired of it. We don't care.
We accept you. Shut the fuck up.
Go eat a pastrami sandwich and shut the hell up already.
Now, why'd you bring pastrami into it? That's wonderful.
Because I love pastrami. Actually,
Me too.
here's a controversy. Is it pastrami or corned beef? Which one is better?
Oh, pastrami.
Pastrami.
Oh, you're totally wrong. You guys are so fucking wrong. It's unbelievable. Corned beef.
We're
Oh,
Italian.
thank you. Next. You're
We're
wrong.
Why would
Italian.
you?
Come
Why
on.
would you think? Why would you think pastrami is as good as corned beef?
Because pastrami has like pepper and shit on it. Corned beef is just pure deliciosity. Where you don't need. What do you need?
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
The pepper and shit gives it flavor.
Yeah. I'll tell you why you're wrong. There's
Who's
no
cooking
corn
your
in
corned
corned
beef?
beef. No.
Huh?
Where's the corn? There is none. Disqualified.
Okay.
When I
You're
used to
looking for
work in a
corny.
deli, when I worked in a deli in high school, we used to hate it when pepperoni was on sale because we'd be cleaning pepper pieces off the slicer
my
for
God.
like
I'm-
weeks.
I still have heartburn from 1974 from some pepperoni I ate.
Yeah,
Are you
pepperoni
kidding?
is not easy to get off the blade.
Pepperoni, hot pepperoni is the best.
No
got it.
pepperoni.
Not pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
What are we talking about? I'm not talking about pepperoni. We're talking
John,
about.
Well, Joe, we just went with it because it's food, John. Don't worry about
We're
it.
No,
just
wait.
wondering.
Corned beef, and what is the other one? That's like
Pastrami.
pastrami. Yes. Why
Are you-
were we talking about pepperoni?
Wait a minute, John. Wait, are you having a stroke or something? Are you
No,
smelling almonds?
he's-
You smell toast?
I was smelling
No.
pepperoni.
He could remember pastrami.
No, I'm saying, did I
It's
say
the- it-
pepperoni? When I worked in the deli and they had pastrami
Pepperoni.
on sale.
You said
No,
pepperoni.
pastrami on sale. There was so much pepper over everything. You
Yeah.
pull it out and it's just like pepper falls off of it. But boy,
Hey, don't
it
get
is
me
good.
wrong. I'm not saying I don't like pastrami. I like pastrami, but whatever.
Mhm.
Anyway. But hey, it's all good. I'm in the land of corned beef and pastrami. I'm in Florida right now, so
Well, yeah, but yeah. So you're like in a Jewish part of Florida.
I got to knock people out to get some corned beef here. It's like, are you kidding? It's like they cornered the market over
You
here.
got to
don't
get
wanna-
there before 3 PM for dinner. I
How
understand.
come
No,
you're in
they're,
Flo-
they're
how come
sleeping
you're-
by huh?
How come you're in Florida and you all of a sudden you have an Italian accent?
I'm telling you now. Hey, how you doing, everybody?
The humidity's getting to him.
It's Mike Grief, the Italian Jew. How you doing? Listen, yes, I'm a cheap guy, but
I'm an Italian Jew.
oh, come on, you're 11%. You took
You're
a fucking DNA
11%.
test. You're 11%.
11% is that can get you drunk if it's beer. Come on.
11%
Listen,
is not even
11
Italian.
11. No, it's Jewish. He's 11% Jewish, which is like forget it. No, you're not.
John,
know
I'm
what?
46% Italian. So hey,
Yeah, we're not even 50% or so.
They're not.
I
they're
don't
not
know. I'm
claiming
up
you.
there. I'm up there.
Well, you can
So-
cook. So, yeah, John, what was you saying?
Okay, so remember a couple of weeks ago, last week we talked about music, right? There
You
was
can't
a new,
remember pastrami, and you're going back a couple of weeks
It's
now.
the brain
No,
fog
last
from the
week-
COVID.
last week
the
we
COVID
talked
brain
about-
fog.
Last week, don't even mention that, please.
I'll cut it out.
Last week, no, there's reasons for it. Last week, what you call? We talked about music, and last night I was flipping around on Netflix on YouTube. There's a new
Right.
documentary on Woodstock.
A
was
new
really
one?
interesting. Yeah, based from the guys that promoted it. They were like 28 years old. They had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, well, that's why it was such a flop. I mean, from a financial, it was a success as a music festival, but as a financial thing, it was a
Well,
it was a
they
big
said
flop.
that they said that they told everyone it's going to be 50,000 people there, but they expected most of them to go home at night,
Right.
not to stay there. And he said he knew in the back of his mind that there was going to be about 200,000 people there,
Really.
and that's what he had planned on.
How many were there?
500,000.
Jesus Christ.
No, they had no facilities. They didn't have enough food. They didn't have enough toilets. They didn't have enough nothing. I mean, it was just Woodstock was insanity.
Yeah, it was really pretty amazing though. It just really brought back some really cool memories, you know.
Yeah.
And so let me just my big news is all right, so I've been anti Apple and Macintosh since I spent about $200 on iTunes back during AOL.
Have you tried
And
it? Delicious.
Now
I like a
listen
nice
to this.
Okay.
Listen, then after AOL, after I left and I went to transfer my music, they were like, "What is your AOL password?" And I go,
Oh,
"I
yeah.
haven't used
Wow.
AOL in 10 years." And they go, "Well, we see that you bought a lot of music. We'll give you $25 credit." And I spent
Wait.
hundreds of dollars.
So in other words, you're going to lose all of your.
I
you're
lost
gonna lose
all of it.
your
Yeah, I
music.
lost it all. I'm past that. That was years ago. So I was totally anti-Apple everything, you know.
Right.
And
Now he's pro Kiwi.
so for a couple of years ago, for my birthday, my kids bought me a MacBook Pro computer and said it's time for you to get with the 20th century.
Wow. And did you get
So-
all your music back?
No, but I have to admit the computer is 100 times better than any IBM computer I've ever used.
Well, I wish I had good kids like yours. I don't get a fucking Apple
Then
computer.
my daughter signed up for something else and she got an iPad with a separate number on it so you don't have to hook it to Wi-Fi.
Right.
And she already had one, so she gave that to me. So I was with Silky this weekend at Magic Convention and he was
Joe
looking for-
Silky.
Yeah, so he was looking for a book and he goes, "Well, that's on my computer." And he picked up his iPhone and he did a couple of things and downloaded it right from his computer, not on the iCloud, right onto his phone. So he's going, "Oh, yeah, you got to have, you have an iPad, you got this, you really need to have an iPhone." So my phone's been giving me crap. I've been like an Android guy for like the last 10 years.
Don't tell me. You went out and bought an iPhone.
So I called customer service and said, "Listen, I've been with you for 23 years. What are you going to do for me? Convince me of why I shouldn't leave." And
So you did gay sex?
that was an accident.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so
It always is, John. It always is.
I told the woman, "Listen." So she goes, "Well, let me look up your phone. It's a year and a half old. The value on your phone is $15.
What did you have?
$15.
What phone did you
I
have?
had I go, "What was the phone you guys gave me?" It was a Samsung E30.
Wait a minute. I paid $25 for it 3 years ago.
It was, I don't even know how much it was. It was, I don't know. All I know is I had a really good phone, an LG 10 Thin 11 with a dual screen. And then when Sprint became T-Mobile, the phone wasn't compatible. So they gave me the Samsung phone and a watch with a separate number on it. So I don't have to be cooked. Anyway,
Yeah.
So she goes, "It's worth $15. And I go, "Well, that's not a good reason for me to want to stay."
True.
Right.
So she goes, "Are you interested in an iPhone?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe." So she goes, "Well, I have a promotion. I can give you $440 for your old phone."
But here's the question, John. Did you have to change your plan? Because see, I got that plan where it's like a certain amount of money and whatever. What they do is they give you these iPhones and everything, but they upsell you and you wind up paying more for your plan.
Well, yeah, I'm going to pay more for my plan. Only I could have had it for the same price, except that, as you guys know, I used to do photography, and the new iPhone Pro has a 42 megapixel camera with 3 lenses in it.
Right.
So to me,
As
that's
I like he
pretty
says,
good.
as you guys know, like we're fucking tech savvy.
No,
fucking-
I'm saying
no,
you know
sure.
that I was used to be a photographer is what I meant.
I know.
So, and I never take pictures with a phone because I always think they're crap compared to. So I figured I'd give it a shot. My bill's going to go up, probably like $28 a month, but
Yeah.
I got an iPhone Titanium Pro.
You know what, man? I'm just of the mind that it's bullshit. Every year they come out with a new iPhone and it's got this and that. It's like, is it really worth 15? How much they want for it? How much is if you just buy an iPhone? What is it? How much? $1,500?
$1,100.
$1,100, 15, whatever it is. Is it really that worth the next one? Is it worth that much for to get rid of my 14 and get a 15?
And there are people like
I'm not saying I have a 14. I've got an 11, and the only reason I have that is because I inherit them. My brother's an Apple guy, and whenever he upgrades his phones, I get one of his kids' old phone.
right.
I'm too cheap to bug him. I'm not buying no Apple phone.
I mean, there's people like my kids, man. Every time the new one comes out, they gotta have it. You know, I don't get it.
yeah. Well, there's
I
some
don't do
people that
that.
just, they don't care. They just they
Yeah,
want what they want.
Yeah, the
Okay.
iPhone is outstanding, except I don't want to pay $1,500 for a phone, man. That's just like way too much.
Well, it was $600 after my $440. So
You know what? I'm starting to think.
That's still a lot.
See, he
oh,
thinks
it's no more
you know
than
what I
a
think?
Samsung Galaxy. You know, any Samsung phone is 600.
I think Craig might have a personality disorder.
Ah,
I didn't get that.
Mike is really good with these subtle hints. No,
I didn't, I didn't
told
get that.
I told Mike that I came across this personality test online, and I thought it'd
Ring
be
the bell,
okay,
Johnny.
now I get it.
yeah, and I told him to be really interested. Mike is always subtle with the
That was a nice
transitions.
segue, Mike.
Yeah, the segue's like, so Craig, anything about your personality you want to share?
I
The
heard you were up
segue
on
was
a
so
lot of-
subtle. The segue was so subtle. The guy on the show that usually has to do the segues didn't get it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm telling you, I think John Snell and toast right now. I just don't. I'm not sure.
All right, so I'm going to randomly go. I'm going to randomly go through some of these questions so people can find out more about us and we can each answer it. How does that sound?
You
All
do
right.
that. Well, I'm going to use some of my Hard Rock body lotion that I stole. We were staying in the Hard Rock, the big guitar.
Yeah.
The hotel, man. It's great, man. And of course, there's just a question before you do
I
that. Craig.
stayed in there
When you
once,
stay in
but
the-
I had some refrets.
But like,
Hey,
but when
it's
you-
a
but-
Ah,
when you stay in a hotel, though, come on, tell me the truth. Don't you take? Yeah, I take all the soaps and the body lotions and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
of course.
I never actually use them, but I take them
Everyone
along-
does.
along with a couple of towels. But no, I'm just kidding. I don't steal the towels. No. Anyway, sorry, Craig. So what was it? What's the questions?
no, so I'm going to go over some of these questions and and we can all answer it, and hopefully comedy will ensue. We'll find out, or it could get
Well,
really
I
serious.
can tell you right up front, we all have personality disorders.
Well, yeah. Well, doesn't everybody? I mean, seriously, this
Yeah.
is. I thought this is a really great question. I mean, I don't know if we want to start off with this. Okay, I'll start off. You ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. What are you most proud of?
I'll let John go first.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
My kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
John's got great kids.
And that's it. You're not going to expand on that. You're just going to say
Oh
my
no!
kids.
I mean, I'm very happy that in my life, I mean, I did go through a divorce. That I have 2 kids that are very successful, financially, mentally, and they have great lives. My
See, now
sons-
you just fucked me
just
up because
ruined
now you fucked me up because now if I don't say my kid, then I'm a fucking scumbag. Then
You're
I'm a
not allowed
dirtbag.
to- no.
Now, if I
Well,
don't say, I
let's
can't
make-
say anything else.
Let's make a stipulation that you're not allowed to repeat what the other person said.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You can't-
I'm most proud of my kid, Craig. That's it, my kid. 'Cause I
But
can't say
you're not
anything
allowed to
else.
repeat it.
Your kid is
okay,
a given. Your kid is a given.
besides-
Let's go.
Your kid's a given. All right. Then if I'm going to be honest, I think the most that I'm proud of, I would have to say the things I've accomplished in my career, coming where I came from, and doing the things that I've gotten to do and the people I've gotten to meet. Present company included. So I
That's
would
not
have to
fair.
say
I
that.
would have said my career if I couldn't do.
If I didn't feel obligated to talk about my kids who might actually hear the show and go, "You're a scumbag, Dad." Craig,
Well,
ring the bell, John. Get ready to ring the bell.
no, it has nothing to do with that. Oh, I'm listening to
Is
you. and I'm
Chauncey
laughing.
Howell's name going to come up?
Is what? Chauncey Howell. Oh no. I'm
Oh, you bought you. Yeah, you shouldn't have brought that up, John.
Oh, bad Chauncey fucking Howell. And what I'm grateful about is a large percentage of our audience doesn't know who the hell we're talking about. I'm very
That's it.
grateful for that.
Grateful for that. What are you proud of, though? What are you most proud of, Craig?
All right. Proud. That's the word. Is proud.
He asks the questions and he doesn't even have an answer.
Well, yeah, I would because I figured it would come to me while you guys were answering, and it did not.
Your
One of my-
kids.
yeah, the kids I have locked in the basement. Someday I'll let them out.
That's it.
No.
Craig,
one
you
of
know
my-
what? I know Craig's the most proud of all the serial killing he's got away with up to this point, and nobody knows about.
Shush. What am I most proud of? What am I most proud of? Wow, I've done nothing in my life. Look at this. I've just got nothing to say.
You know, I would feel sorry for him, but actually, I feel better about myself.
I don't know. I guess. You know what? This is going to be a cop out. I'm proud of the fact that I didn't cave, and that since the age of 21 years old, I focused towards performing, and I didn't cave and give it up and do a full-time job. I stuck with my dream, and I'm still working on it at the age of 63. So I'm proud that I actually went for it. You only have one life, and I went for it.
You know what? That is something to be proud of. That's definitely something, because you know what? Most people, I would say 99.8% of people will never go after their dreams.
Sorry, my phone just started. I got a message
Your phone's like
I got a message from the unknown.
I'm telling you, there's toast
from the unknown comic.
No, I got a message from a ghost or something. I don't know what it was. It just started talking. Let me
Did
shut
he
up
say a
to you.
message from a goat?
A goat. You know that joke, right?
No, it's his nanny.
You know that joke. It's the World Psychic Convention.
No, go ahead.
The guy comes out and says, "Listen, out of the 500 people here, has anyone ever made contact with a ghost? Please stand up." And 200 people stand up. Because of the 200 people standing here, has anybody actually had a conversation with a ghost? Remain standing. And everyone sits down with 75 people. Because there's 75 people standing here. How many people have ever made love to a ghost? And everyone sits down by this one guy. He walks up to one guy and goes, "You mean to tell me you actually made love to a ghost?" He goes, "Sorry, man. I thought you said goat."
See, now I was guessing, of course, the punchline. I totally went a different way. I just thought he was going to say, I thought you meant just the dead.
That's even worse.
I worked in a
That's
morgue
even
after
worse.
all.
That's even
Oh,
worse.
This is a great one. I like this.
All right.
Okay.
If you could change one thing about your personality, what would it be?
Don't fucking ever ask me that, Craig, because I will fucking come through this phone and I will fucking kill you both. I don't need this kind of stress. I guess I'd have to say my anger. Don't fucking laugh. That shit ain't funny, man. You fucking cocksuckers. No.
I'm laughing at your reaction. Don't you ever fucking.
I would have to be my anger. I would like to be a more patient, tolerant kind of a guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have said the same thing.
Really? See, John,
My kids.
I
I'm
can't
most
say
proud
that.
of my kids.
John
I can't say that now. No, I have a very short fuse too.
You know,
I've
I
never
didn't know
noticed that about you, John.
I didn't know that
Oh,
about
my
you
God.
until I didn't know that until really after I knew you for a while. I had no idea
Yeah.
until
yeah,
you got
everyone
mad
thinks-
at me, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. Well, you should be on the phone call with Peter Bales.
Oh my God!
Thank you
I'm
for
not
your
even joking.
thank you for your service. It's no longer needed.
Yeah. You know what, John? I'm not joking. I've never noticed that you were impatient or.
Oh my
or-
God. I feel
angry.
bad. Poor Chris takes the blunt of it.
Does she? Well, my wife takes the blunt of mine.
Yeah, but you
know,
probably
what do you-
apologize right after it, don't you?
Yeah,
well,
that's
you
my
have to,
problem.
yeah.
That's my problem. My problem is I blow up, I go mental, and then a minute later I'm done with it.
Yeah.
But the people around you, it takes them longer to recover.
Well, you know what I did a long time ago? I explained to my wife, and she knows. I listen. There's something off in my head, and sometimes it has nothing to do with you. It's just I'll just be mad about something, and so I ask for pre-forgiveness because I'm gonna say something stupid. I'm gonna fucking yell.
Forgiveness.
So pre-forgive me because I'm a fucking asshole.
He had a prenup. He had a prenup on forgiveness.
There you go.
But no, I guess that for me, yeah, I guess that would be. I'd like to be a more patient, tolerant, whatever. But I don't know. Like I said, my old man was the angriest guy I ever met. He had the patience of a flash cube. he would rage into. I know. I hope people out there don't even know what a flash cube is, but
My dad was like that too.
yeah.
Maybe
Well, I
it's
think it's that
hereditary.
generation. Maybe I think it is hereditary.
My
You know?
dad never got mad at anything, but he did. But he internalized it. He's German.
Yeah, but that's why you and him were probably serial killers.
Oh, the ghost is calling you.
He goes,
Oh man. Stop, never stop.
yeah.
Big
81
Yeah.
years. Yeah. Well, mine. He's still
Sorry, guys.
Well, no. So you're the what is the one thing about your personality you would change? Except everything.
You can't say everything. That's not legal. But
No, it's not. It's
but
not.
but
okay to answer
here's the caveat I'm going to say before I answer this, because it applies to all three of us. The thing is, if we change that part of our personality, it's going to change who we are. And that's the caveat. Do you really want to change who you are? It's like when Captain Kirk got split into two people, and one of them was like sweet and nice, the other one was a maniac. One side couldn't survive without the other. They balanced each other out. But
You're assuming that me or John. I mean, I know little Star Trek.
you know that
you
one.
think
Mike.
I remember the episode where Kirk split
I
himself?
have never watched a Star Trek in my life.
Yes, you have. You saw the whales. You saw it. So that's
Hey,
No, I
John,
didn't.
do you remember the
No, I
episode
didn't.
where Spock grabbed the guy by the shoulder and knocked him out?
that was in that episode that I'm talking about too. No, okay, then no part. It isn't what I would if I could change anything. I would like to be less sensitive.
Less sensitive.
I am way too friggin' sensitive. Way too.
Really. So if
Yeah.
I had said, I've noticed that about you. You are very sensitive.
I
You take
cry
things-
when I open a bag of potato chips. It's not good.
No, it's not good. It's not. I've noticed that though. I've noticed that you're very sensitive because we've said things and you'll take them with way more weight.
Way
than they're
too
meant,
seriously.
Because I tell people, strangers on the street, I'm just like, hey, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? So
No.
imagine to my friends.
John says you tell people, strangers in the street, "Hey, Craig, go fuck himself." He should, No, I'm way too sensitive, and because that leads into paranoia. It leads
Well,
into
Craig, you know what, man? Maybe if you lost a little weight, you'd feel better about yourself. You wouldn't be
Shit.
so sensitive.
Well, I would if I didn't have this wonky eye. I would.
See, now if my
This is
father
like
was here, he'd be
turning.
like he
This is
was,
supposed to be a comedy bit. It's turning into a therapy session.
I know, really.
Oh,
And then I turned 4 and they took away the swing set.
All right, what's the next one?
All right.
This one is great. This one is outstanding.
Right?
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
What do you do to manage stress?
Easy. Fucking kill a guy. No, I mean,
That's it. Yeah.
No,
Mike,
actually,
that's why Mike
the
always
truth-
has that nice, satisfied.
No, truthfully,
after a
actually,
murder.
what I do is part of it. I go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, and trust me, that I get that energy and whatever and stress, and I just let it out on the weights. I do that. I actually I do some meditation, which might sound strange coming from a guy like me, but I actually do meditate, and
That doesn't
He
sound strange.
He meditates the 15 ways of where your kill zones are.
Yeah, he
there
makes
you go.
different weapons he can
Well,
accrue.
Those are my prayers. Dear Lord, please help me to better learn how to kill my enemies. And
Yeah, without being caught, of course. That's
no, that's what I do for stress. Basically, as I hit the gym, do stuff like that get that physical stress energy out of you, because that's toxic. That is really toxic. John surfs.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think that what I do during that stress thing is when I get really stressed, I become very creative.
Right.
And that's what I do. It's like
So
I try to get.
you're not that stressed that often then.
No, I
No,
am that.
no.
See,
Oh,
That was a joke.
that
Oh,
was so
well,
bad. Now I'm so sensitive. I now feel for John. I really
that's a
do.
70-minute act. Yeah, I think I think that's what I do. I just kind of shut down the world and kind of get into this head trip of like
Yeah.
what I want to work on, which kind of makes me forget about what else is going on.
Well, you know what? The world benefits from that anyway, because your show, I'm jealous because I don't get to see your show, and I understand that it's great. I want to see your show. So,
I just did a seance show for the top guys in the field this weekend.
Okay.
And it was, thank God, it was the best show I've ever done.
And you saw Joe Silky.
I saw Joe Silky.
Well, then I'll do something I wouldn't normally do. I'll wish stress upon you because your act gets when you get stressed and you get more creative. You do more stuff.
With stress. Oh my God.
What do you do, Craig?
Well, I used to drink. and
Besides
do drugs.
masturbate.
I'm doing that right now. It's not helping.
Come on, who is it?
No, I used to drink and do drugs. That was the first answer, but I don't do that anymore. I hate to say this, but I don't smoke anymore. I don't do drugs. I don't drink.
Yeah,
So I will eat. I will get like a bag of low sodium potato chips if I'm really stressed, and I'll
Yeah,
tear.
but you know what? That's a bad. That's not a good.
It's not
That's-
good, but it's better than the other three. So
does it really relieve stress though? I mean,
no,
eating-
because
There's a
then I start stressing about the calories I just put in my body. So it's an
So
ongoing process.
after he does the low sodium ones, he does a salt shaker afterwards.
I have some potato chips and
Just because he felt guilty, because he felt guilty, there was no salt on the chips.
No, it's true. Like after I work on a weekend, I come home. I'm kind of like what you got to wind down. That's when I buy the bag.
Well, you
of
know what?
potato
I'm
chips.
like that too. It's like see, I don't drink and I don't smoke and I do whatever.
What do
So
you
the
do?
Same thing. I have no, but I'll think like to myself. I'll go. You know what, man? It was a rough day. I deserve a gallon of ice cream.
Exactly.
You know?
I love ice cream.
Exactly. That's
So you do
exactly
something that's so unhealthy, and then you get stressed because now I'm gaining weight. I'm worried about my diabetes, so there's no winning.
Yeah, no, but you know what? For me, it's the lesser of the four evils. Eating a bag of potato chips once a week is going to kill me the slowest out of all the other choices I have.
No, it depends.
It really
on
is. And I know how his.
Yeah, but once you start eating those chips, man, after a while you work your way up to a family bag.
No, that's what I
Yeah.
buy. I buy the family bag.
Nah, see, I buy those cans of Pringles, but I don't have the patience. I just eat the can.
you know.
I can't even.
Do you know how you're a fat guy, John? This is from my personal experience. You order Chinese food, right? If there's more than one fortune cookie in the bag, they think it's from multiple people. And I'm like, I'm just ordering this myself, and there's 4 fortune cookies in here. I am a fat bastard. That kind
Well,
of.
I just know that when my sister and Zabrowski buy Chinese cookies, they've asked me to pick it up for them. And they go, it's okay, just pick it up when you're on the way to the house. It's like they order for the week because they eat leftovers. And last time I
Right.
was there, the woman went, I throw in 2 orange sodas for your party.
For the whole party.
Put in 2
Celebrity
big
voice.
bottles of orange. And people like orange soda at the party. I put in
Yeah.
2 big bottles for your party.
That's the funny thing because you're getting it from the Chinese guy. He eats 2 grains of rice with a half a little piece of chicken. You know what I mean? And that's a meal to him. What I order could feed him for 8 months.
That's what happens. I don't realize I'm ordering that much food, but they think that.
Like, what would you order? If you go to Chinese food, what would you order?
Well, I had Chinese last night. So well, listen.
I had it the night before too.
This
I
for
had
me,
it the
my,
night before also.
me, my brother, and my mother. So yeah, we ordered chicken and black bean. We had pork egg foo young. We had shrimp and lobster sauce. We had
Nice.
soup, and of course all the rice and everything. I was like, fuck, it was definitely. I mean, there was some leftover, but not a whole lot.
We can be friends, Mike. We can be friends. That's good.
I can eat. I'm 100 pounds down from where I was, but I can
Ditto.
still eat.
Even
What's the
with-
choice? What's your Chinese soup?
Oh, yeah.
Chinese. Well, last night it was an egg drop wonton mix.
Yeah, I like that. I like hot
Yeah.
and sour too.
Yeah.
Hot and sour is good too.
But
Hey,
it's
look at
gotta
that.
be-
It always comes back to food with us. We're just a couple of old
Yeah, we're
fat
fat
bastards.
bastards. That's it. What's yours, John?
I like egg drop wonton. I like hot and sour. I do love pork egg foo young. I
Mm.
do love orange beef.
Here's a
Orange beef
question
is
though.
good.
Here's
But
a
it's got to
question,
be
and Craig might know the
crunchy and it's
answer.
got to be cooked properly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Here's the
And it
question
can't be
that Craig
takeout.
Craig might have the answer to this. I've been wondering this for years. Is it General So or is it General? What do some other people call
Cho.
it?
People say General Cho's chicken.
General Chow, General So.
I thought it
General
was. I thought it was General
Chow.
So. I thought it was General So.
I always thought it was it's like TSO.
That's why it's
or
written on the
something like
menu, but everyone always orders as General Cho.
General
Yeah.
So's chicken. I used to.
Sons,
You know.
sons of bitches.
And
bastards.
So's really General So must be really pissed that everyone keeps calling him Cho.
Actually, on my show I covered that. It's totally made up.
I actually think
made up
I think
thing.
we talked about this before one time. But are we done with the personality test? Did I
No,
pass?
I didn't give my.
Oh, yeah, let's
answer.
keep
Right.
going.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't give your answer yet?
No, not for Chinese food. It didn't.
No.
My favorite soup is hot and sour. Usually with no meat though. I like it. I like it meatless.
Ring the bell, John.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. And I also ask extra spicy too. Ring the bell.
Oh,
Extra spicy,
Hey.
no meat. And my favorite food is three of them, but there's one I avoid. I love, but I don't eat it because it's double fried. And the place here, there's a chain here in Southern California that does it great. It's called City Walk.
Yeah, City Walk.
Yeah. Oh, they're great. And it's sesame beef. Oh my God, is that good?
You know what Craig's favorite? He just puts them in all three in a blender.
I would love to do that. Yes. Especially after you get angry and you break my jaw. I'd have to.
what is that? Marling's joke. The new Chinese cookbook, 101 ways to walk your dog.
Okay.
Oh. You know, I got fired for that once.
For walking your dog?
No, I was at there was a restaurant up in that Norman LaFoe used to book me at, and I used to headline. So that's how bad a club it was. And I used to they loved me up there. I don't know why. And I went up there one time.
Altitude.
What was that?
The
altitude.
altitude.
So I went up there one time and I thought, you know, I was really, and I was destroying. And you get to that place where you get a little too cocky. And I'm talking to the audience. I go, hey, what are you eating? She's, oh, I'm having Mushu Google Gai Pan. I go, oh, yeah. You know what the name for that is in the kitchen is? And they go, what? I went, when I came off stage, they went, you're fired. You're not allowed to come back again.
Yeah, people don't like you making fun of their food.
They
man.
just-
Restaurants do not like you making fun of their food.
Yeah, but when you get in the heat of the moment, it just comes out, and then you go, why did I fucking do that?
Well, that's the danger. Listen, we're all stand-up comics. We all did it for many years. And if I put limits on what I say on stage, I won't be in the moment. I won't be that fun. So whatever is going to come out of mine is going to come out. I don't put these restrictions on. And these days, that's why I'm not doing a lot of comedy, because these days you get people, everyone's offended by anything you might say. It's like, you know what? Then don't laugh. Go fuck yourselves.
That statement just offended me because I'm sensitive.
Look, well, you know, I have a personality disorder, so I can't help myself.
So Jimmy Fallon did the funniest thing the other day. He had Ron DeSantis's new election video,
Oh no.
and he's going, when I walk down the street, people just can't get enough of me. And you see a whole crew of people going, more Ron, more Ron, more Ron. I thought it was really clever.
That's
Oh, that's
And they
great.
kept doing that. He's going, because what I stand for, people believe it. More Ron, more Ron.
That is
It's like so
great.
obvious. Like, I can't believe we never thought of that.
All right. Here's another question. This is really good. What is your most vivid memory from when you were a child?
Ooh, okay. I'm
I
good.
know mine.
I know mine too.
I'm thinking.
I wait. I'm thinking of like child, but yeah, I mean, not your first memory is like baby or not, just vivid
No,
as
your
a
most
child.
vivid, the one that you remember the
All right.
most.
I remember
mine-
being on the back of my aunt's bicycle, and she says I was only like 6.
Right.
She was only like 16, and she was riding me around the property, and she used to love babysitting for me. And I popped off the back of the bike, and I hit my head on the ground. I started crying, and she picked me up and said, "You can't tell your parents you fell off the back of the bike, otherwise they'll never let me babysit
Yeah.
for you again." And I
See-
remember what the bike looks like, and I kid her about it all the time to this day. And she goes, "We're
Right.
not going to be talking about the bike again." She goes, "I remember that totally."
See, I thought you were going to go the other way and go, that's where you invented the chair trick. The seat came off and you wound up, you know.
Ring the bell.
But yeah, I swear it's like a totally vivid
Well,
memory.
for me, I remember. I remember if I was 9 or 10, and my older brother took me to a Yankees game, a Yankee Stadium. So he's with a couple of his friends and me. We get off the train, and imagine how crowded it is as you're getting off the train. I mean, you're talking thousands of people, and so he's bullshitting with his friends, and they're walking, and they get separated, and I'm watching them get further, and I'm trying to get through these people, but I can't catch up to him, and he never looks back to see if I was with him.
Oh.
Next thing I know, I'm outside Yankee Stadium by myself, maybe 9 years old, and I walked around the whole stadium 2 or 3 times.
Oh my God.
And then finally I remembered what my old man told me. He goes, if you ever just find a cop. So I found a policeman, and somehow I guess I remembered my phone number or something, but they called my father to come down and get me. And to this day, my brother blames me and is still mad at me, saying I got lost in Yankees. It's like,
well, in his defense, you did see a motorcycle and you stopped and looked at it, so that's probably it.
If it was, but
You're a big motorcycle fan, so
it's so funny that there were certain things you remember so vividly, and I remember, like, I still have that vision of staring through people and seeing him getting further and further away and desperately trying to catch up, but was just unable to. It was like a scene in a movie, and just and then having to walk around Yankee Stadium looking for him.
oh, man,
Wow, that's terrible. That could explain why you like you are.
yeah.
Don't ever fucking say that again, man. I got a personality disorder, John.
Don't set him off. Don't say he's in your John. He's in your state right now. Don't set him off.
That could certainly explain your aggression.
Or your sense of abandonment.
And what is yours, Craig?
Mine is really graphic. No.
Okay.
Don't tell me
I was hanging out. I was hanging out in my bedroom with my friend Mike Catone. Don't ring the bell. And I just gotten my Cub Scout knife, pocket knife, and I showed it to him. Right, he's sitting on my bed, and I can see he's sitting on my bed. And I had my Snoopy, Charlie Brown and Snoopy spread was on the bed. I remember
You were
that.
like what, 21?
I was 17. And what? No, I was 8.
Right.
I was 8, right? And I had I opened up. Look at that. And now he goes, you don't have the guts to stab anybody with that, do you? And I was like, and I went,
stabbed him?
wait, let me finish.
Wait, he actually said you don't have the guts to stab anyone with that. He would have been stabbed before he finished that sentence if that was me.
So I go, yes, I would. Because you get challenged as a kid. He goes, oh yeah, and this one, I remember the thought that went through my mind.
Knife.
I'll lunge towards him with the knife, and I'll stab it into my mattress, and it'll scare the hell out of him, right? So that's what I did. I lunged, but he jumped, and I went right through his wrist and hit his main artry.
Holy
Jesus
Blood hit my ceiling. And he started screaming, and he started screaming. My sister was home; she was in the kitchen. She started screaming, and what my neighbors describe is, I come running out the door screaming, the front door. My sister comes running out the door screaming, and then he comes running out the door with a geyser of blood shooting out of his arm.
Hold on, I got to get a tissue. This is a beautiful story. Your first
and the thing is, fortunately,
your first stabbing.
It's so sweet. His first stabbing.
I'm a little bit stabby.
Oh man, that is crazy story.
And so what happened was, fortunately, the next door neighbor was a paramedic who happened to be home.
Wow.
And he tied a tourniquet on and saved him, or else they said if he wasn't there, he probably would have bled out because I hit the main artery in his arm.
You know what the funny thing is, John?
shit.
The funny thing is, Craig is all these years has told himself that was an accident.
It was
You
an
fucking know
accident.
that was. Yeah, come on, man. It wasn't an accident.
And the cop, I'm an 8-year-old kid. I'm on my bed crying after it happened, and the cops came into my room. And they're asking me, so what happened? And I was lying my fucking ass off. I said, oh, no, the knife was only open just a little bit. I don't know how it happened.
It fell.
Yeah,
Craig,
it was like
The
that. I
guy
was like,
challenged. The guy
I don't know how it
challenged him,
happened.
and you
You
stabbed
fell
him.
onto the knife 20 times.
it was an
20
earthquake,
times.
and it fell off the counter and hit him.
Wow.
And
When you come to the
you-
terms that it was purposeful and you stabbed him, you'll be a better person. When you come to those terms, You let me know.
Well, the thing is, he disappeared from his mother died, so he disappeared from school for like a year.
Right.
And when he came back, and this is not a lie, he was like he was like, now we're in 6th grade. He was like the Incredible fucking Hulk. And he came up to me at lunchtime one time and goes, I got a score to settle with you. And he swung it, and he fucked me so hard. No, and he swung.
Swung in there.
And he swung at me, and I ducked and I ran. He never beat me up because he was like he was so muscle bound he couldn't throw a punch really.
So obviously he thought it was not an accident.
Well, you know how kids are. It was an accident.
Well, I have a similar story. When I was a kid, remember, you guys are too young for this.
Feeling
But you know how they have
steady.
little kids like rakes and shovels. Now they're all made out
Yeah,
of plastic.
little toys. Yeah,
When I was a kid, like the rake was metal, the shovel was metal.
yeah.
You know, it painted. You know, it was a kid's thing, but it was like made out of sheet metal.
Right.
Right.
And I had a fight with this kid named Aldo.
Come on, you stabbed him,
Yeah,
John,
I
right?
would beat the shit out
No,
of him.
I didn't
Aldo.
stab him, but he did rap at my mother's door with a rake sticking out the side of his head. I'm serious.
And that's what made him want to be a
I'm dead-
gardener.
I'm
He's
dead
a gardener
serious.
to this day.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah,
It was sticking out the side of his head with the handle down.
I'm envious, man. You guys have better stories than me, man. I don't even remember my first stabbing.
Well, there's so many, Mike. How can you choose?
Well, that's just it. You know, they all blend together after a while.
My mother
It's
goes,
just-
there was a rap at the door, and there's your little friend Aldo with a rake sticking out of his head.
Oh God! You know what I
That
do
reminds me-
remember?
You ever see that
I
movie
re-
Stuck on You?
With the brother and his brother stuck.
Yeah,
on his
they're
back or
Siamese, yeah,
something?
and they're in the bar throwing darts, and they get caught. Somebody calls their name as he's about to throw a dart, and he turns and it goes into the side of a guy's head. and they cut to the guy, and he goes, "I smell ice cream," and that was, to me, that's one of the funniest lines ever. Because how do you smell ice cream? Okay, I just ruined the whole thing. Sorry.
Yeah, that's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next?
Next
Oh,
personality. And wait a minute. Here's a question too. Are you keeping score? Are you
Yes,
gonna
I
tell
have
us-
been keeping score.
Okay. So what's the next question?
Okay. Okay. Oh, this is great. What word would people close to you use to describe you?
That's a good one. I don't cunt. What's Mike? He's a cunt. That's, well, you know, actually my mother used to call me a Jew hump, but I don't know. What would people describe closest to me? You know what? I haven't got a clue. Probably
My family would
something like
say.
that.
My family would say exaggerator.
Oh, okay, so let's do it this way. Let's do so. You guess, and you don't know. John, what word would you use to
I
describe
think
him?
they would say exaggerator
Mike?
because I'm a storyteller. No, me.
No,
Oh,
I
what
meant
say
for
about
Mike. I was going to say you should. Why don't you? What word
okay.
would you describe Mike? Well, yeah, then we'll do. You're exaggerating.
No, I would say. I always think Mike's very quick and very funny.
Yeah,
I'm
funny.
not kissing up. I'm not kissing up. I think he's very quick-witted.
I agree. I would also say funny. That's the first thing that jumps to mind with Mike.
Well, now that you said that, I can't say anything funny now. My kids.
My kids are funny. So John, you think they would describe you as an exaggerator?
Yeah, my family, because I'm a storyteller, you know. So they always go, oh, is that true or not? You know.
Yeah.
But
But you do tell a good story, and you know,
Yeah.
in a good story there is some exaggeration, but that's what
yeah,
makes the
because
story
it makes
good,
it funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I love your stories, man. And you know what? When people write in and comment, the people that comment mostly friggin' compliment your stories, John. They love your
Yes.
stories.
Oh, that's cool.
What word would you use for John, Mike?
What would I say about he just told me the opposite, but I always thought of John as like kind, friendly, but he just told us he's a prick. He yells at people and he's angry. So I'm a terrible judge of character because I always thought John was kind and, you know, just this great, friendly Santa Claus kind of fucking guy, but he's a prick.
Oh, God.
Well,
That's how I would describe. I would describe John as maybe kind of a little stoic. because he always has seems to have a lot of wisdom. He's got a lot of depth. He's done a tremendous amount of things. He's just like, I would just say he's you know, and when I say stoic, I mean wise and like just sage, like, you know, that kind of. And I mean that
That's
not
a nice
bullshitting.
compliment.
Yeah.
Not bullshitting either. I actually mean that. I always kind of see you as you always seem to know what you're doing and give good advice.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Craig, how would you describe yourself?
It's well,
Thanks, Craig. We're glad you played the game. All right.
I didn't
John.
no, but I didn't describe John yet. I didn't say
My
what I thought.
stomach hurts from laughing.
See, John, you're complicated for me because there's so many things that I connect to you. My first instinct was to say jovial, friendly, just like Mike said, you know, but you also have this, I don't know how to word it. And you have to understand it's coming from knowing you as like a brother and nothing else. There's also like, there's something smoldering about you. It's hard to explain. Yeah. There's something that's underneath the surface that is very. Okay, that's a better word. You attract people. You draw people in. I guess that's what I would.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would say that too. Yes.
It's very funny that you said that. Only because when I did this seance for these like really, and these are like the top. It would be like you guys going out and doing a stand-up set in front of like Seinfeld, Eddie Murphy, you know, like the biggies,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
And one of the guys who I respect totally, like to be in the same room with him, sometimes I got to pinch myself, came up and he goes to me, I love watching you do that story, man. You just sucked them in,
Yes.
reeled them in one at a time. You just reeled them in.
It's a
just
charm.
when they
It's like
you know,
charm.
he goes,
Yeah.
he goes, and it was so real, and it was so real.
It's like
was-
you're somebody's best friend and you have your arm around them and you're telling their story, even if it's an entire audience. That's how it comes across.
Like
Well,
if you
you know,
walk up
as
to a
far
crowd
as
of people and John's
Okay.
in that crowd, you know John's going to be the guy they're all circled around listening to.
Yep.
But you know, it's so funny because I think that when I first started doing comedy, and then I was like opening for a lot of people, for the most part, most of them were pricks. And I said to myself, if I ever get to that level, I'm never going to be that guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it really bothered me. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, they just looked at you like, oh, you're open for me, you're scum. You know what I mean?
See, I never understood that.
There's
I never
still a lot
understood
of
why
that, though.
entertainers look at other people as like that. It's like you should be the happiest guy in the world. You're making a living doing what you love to do. You should treat everyone like fucking gold, you know?
Hey, look, I mean, you know, we've said this before. Like Graham Nash used to come out and introduce me every night.
Which is
Yeah.
well, that
you know what I mean?
that speaks
Yeah,
a lot of you, but it speaks even more of Graham. It really does.
Exactly.
Above and
Like he would
beyond,
just
yeah.
he would come out and he'd go, hey, you know, we're gonna bring out a good friend of ours, and we're not ready to come out, but you better go respect he deserves because I love this guy. He's a good friend of mine. We decided he's funny. We're gonna make a permanent part of our show, and he'd hug me, and you know, it was like night and day. You know?
I
Yeah,
told,
no,
I
I
told
heard-
that
I heard
exact
when you
story
used to-
in the car. I did.
I heard when you used to open for Al Jolson, he used to come out first.
Oh no! Oh man!
Meanwhile, I didn't tell you. I went since I saw you last. I went to see Graham Nash.
Yes.
And it was unbelievable. He did a 2.5-hour show.
Wow!
Did he play that new
And-
song that he played for us that time?
No,
on
he
the show?
didn't because it's Florida.
Oh, okay. That's
But-
true. That's true.
Smart guy.
But he did like he did Crosby, Stills and Nash songs, Teach Your Children. He had everyone singing. He told stories between all the songs about
Oh,
how he
man.
wrote them. And it was just an amazing.
Is he still friends with Steven Stills?
Yeah, I'm sure. Steven's like kind of a weird guy that nobody's really friends. Not that he's just kind of a loner guy, you know?
Right.
Is
But
he
I know
still
he
friends with
was-
Steven Still?
Well, he was close with Neil Young. I remember him telling a story about hanging out with Neil Young. Is he
Yeah.
still buddies with Neil?
Yeah, but you know, I think like he told me that he's working with these 3 musicians now, right? One
Right.
guy he's been working with for like the last 8 years. There's these 2 guys that are with him that they play saxophone, bass, drums, organ, lead guitar, rhythm guitar, and they just switch around.
Right.
You know, like one guy will pick up the saxophone one song, and the next time, one song the guy was playing bass and drums at the same
Wow.
time.
It doesn't
And they
get much
just-
cooler than that.
Yeah, and he just said to me, he goes, I'm having more fun with these guys than I've ever had in my life.
That's awesome.
Because there's no, see, when you get to that point, there's no pressure. So he can do whatever he wants. That is the most fun. It's like, just like, kind of like us. We can do whatever we want. There's no pressure. We're just having fun. This to me, this is a lot of fun.
What was very interesting in this, not to change the subject of what we're talking about.
I want to finish mine when we get back to
the guy sitting next to me, right, was really young, and everyone in there was old, at the concert. And I said to them, I go, do you know any of these songs? And he said, I know a lot of them. He goes, I'm here because my best friend is the guitar player. Young guitar player, which was kind of cool. And he goes, but yeah, I said, he's an amazing guitar player. He goes, yeah, he just got off the road for like a year with Eric Clapton.
Wow.
So,
but you know what? The kids today love our old music. They use the tunes in their new tunes. What do you call it? Sampling or whatever they call it. They love all that old music.
They do. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Greg,
I'm sorry. What were you going to say, Greg?
I want to just tell you what the word that people, what word would people choose to describe me? And I always thought, I was thinking about this whole time when it is probably friendly.
Like Casper.
Like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Yes. And nobody realizes until they get older that Casper the Friendly Ghost means he was Casper the dead kid. But nobody thinks
Casper the dead. Well, that doesn't make a good song. Casper the dead kid. The deadest kid, He's actually Richie Rich is who he was. But so that I would say friendly. What word would you use to describe me? This is where I'm going to get absolutely roasted. I know. Besides
I
creepy?
think that words can't describe.
Yeah.
No. No.
Let's see. There's
a joke.
Creepy. I'm just kidding.
John's so jovial.
How would we describe Craig?
I would say that you're detailed, which is great. You detail. We bust your balls about the show, but you do make sure it all gets taken. It all gets taken place.
Oh, you mean like organized?
Organized. But I also think that you're, you cook and everything, and which is all very detailed. And you've come up with a pretty innovative way to cook, which is very, your cooking show, which is really pretty amazing. And, you're a good guy. You're a good guy. And I think that people see that. But I think the cooking thing I think that's something that other people don't do.
Good, John. I keep on waiting for you to say, and we have to let you go. I'm waiting for that. And this will be your last show, Craig. No, I would say I was waiting for it. That's what it sounds like. I would go with the friendly, but I would say the friendly nerd kind of guy. Like and people who don't know you or can't see you, you're like this tech Star Trek nerdy. Then when I think of you, I think of like the guy who, like, if you ask some fucking way obscure shit, Craig's gonna know the answer. Oh yeah, that fits me to a T.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, I never realized I was detail oriented, but I guess to a certain extent I am. I mean,
you have to be.
It's probably my OCD, to tell you the truth.
You have to be.
Honestly,
a cook.
If you compare yourself to me and John, you're fucking totally detail oriented. At least to me.
Well, I have a slight case of.
We didn't even know the show was today.
What?
We didn't even know the show was today. That's how detailed we are.
That's how detailed we are. We had to get a
We're calling each other up before going, show's today? We're doing it on Wednesday? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Speaking of which, what are we doing on time? How are we?
We have about 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Are there more questions?
Yeah, I do. I have more. Let's see. Wow. I don't want to get too maudlin with some of these. Oh, this is a good one. What is one type of comment you'd never make to another person?
Well, I to be honest, in like, besides show business, blah blah blah, I don't like to point out people's flaws. I don't like to insult. In real life, I don't like to insult somebody for.
How about the ceilings? No.
Huh?
How about the ceilings?
How about the ceiling? Fuck them. No. So what the question was, what type of comment would you never make to another person? No, I mean, I won't say I would never make a cruel
On
comment.
this,
'Cause
I
when
would
I'm
never
angry-
say to somebody, "You're so smart. That's why you vote for Trump."
Oh, hey.
I would never
that question
tell.
doesn't even
I would
make
never.
sense.
I would never tell somebody like you're a fat bastard or
Yeah,
Or,
even if
Wait,
there
I,
was
I have some
actually
text
a
that can
fat
disprove that,
bastard,
John. Hold on.
we would never say it, even if we thought they was a fat bastard. Hey, you fat bastard! I'm not going to tell you you're a fat because you know you're a fat bastard. You
Well,
see your fat
that's
fucking
pretty
self in the mirror.
specific. But more generally, you wouldn't make a disparaging remark out of nowhere. Is that what that means, John?
no, I think we all do because we're comedians. I mean, if you want to
Yeah.
be honest,
Listen,
that's how
like-
comedians deal with shit.
Like
Yeah,
John
but when you're
said,
on
John, like-
stage, you don't.
No, I'm not talking about on stage. All right, if a comic dies, right?
Right.
I mean, people don't know this. If a comic dies, people go, "Oh, I feel bad that he died," and then the next day, there's 15 jokes like, "Yeah, when
See,
when
not
that,
me.
like
I'm
when
going
the
to his act. I'm going to his act. Going, geez, what
Well,
jokes can
like,
I use? What jokes
was
can
a-
I use that he's not going to use anyone
there
else?
was a comic called, I won't say his name, but anyway, he
Why
was
not?
known. He was known as a thief, and when he died, in the comedy, remember there used to be that comedy newspaper.
I know exactly who it is.
They wrote, "When he died, a little bit of all of us died with him."
Oh, come on, who are you talking about?
I know who he's talking about.
You're not talking about Monty,
Oh.
are you?
Let me ask you.
No,
Did he talk like that?
It was Prater.
Oh, is
I
that
can't remember
Frank?
his name. No,
What?
it was something Prater, some guy from Georgia.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
But he was a real thief. I mean, he was a real thief, and he did people's stuff on TV.
Like Amy
He
Schumer.
died. All the comics chipped in to have a headline in the column of that paper.
That's funny.
When
A
blah
little
blah
bit
blah
of us all
Prater
died.
died, a little bit of us died with him.
Well,
That's-
sadly, it's sad, but there are a lot of thieves out there that it's like, especially today, I see people all the time on, say, TikTok, and they're mouthing a famous comedian, Bill Burr, or somebody's jokes,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're making all kinds of money. They're monetized. They're making money off of the work somebody else did.
Yeah,
And
it's also kind of a compliment.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember
a compliment, but I'd
once-
rather.
and it's
I
hard to
remember
do. Also,
I remember once somebody showed me a video of a kid, right? He was like 14 years old.
I'll ring the bell, John.
And he went, and now I'd like to do my impression of my favorite comic magician, John Ferrantino, and did my entire act word for word.
Really?
He was a kid. He was a kid.
that's
I
kind of
thought
a compliment.
it was a compliment.
But
you
that's
know?
different. That's a
He
whole
wasn't
different
making
thing.
money
That's-
from it. No, he wasn't making money from it.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. He made a little meat cleaver, and he had
That's
he
awesome.
didn't
Yeah.
have a bar stool that fell, but he made like it
Yeah.
fell. and-
See, Craig did his impersonation of Mike Reef by stabbing his friend.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's even before I knew him.
that story takes the cake, man.
It's dude. It's one of, and that's why it's so vivid because it's
Yeah,
a
no.
trauma. It's a trauma.
It's what happened to me too, Craig. I mean, it was I accidentally stabbed those guys. It was an
19
accident.
times, like 19
Accident.
times.
Listen, I was
Isn't
slippery.
isn't that one of the songs in Chicago? And then officer, he came in. I caught him with another woman. He came in and he fell on my knife 15 times.
Nice.
He had it coming. He
I
had
love
it
that
coming.
fucking
I didn't
song.
mean to
I love
kill
that
him, but
musical.
I didn't mean to kill him, but the cops were
He had
coming.
it coming.
I had to hide the
No.
knife, so I put it in
No.
He
his
should
back.
have seen it. He should have seen
So
it.
so you would never insult somebody off hurt.
I would never make fun of somebody with a disability or
Right. Unless it was funny.
Yeah, then you would
Yeah.
definitely do it. For me, I would never intentionally hurt anybody's feelings. Because when I do, I feel, well, probably because I'm sensitive. It'll wreck me. I can't sleep for days.
But you see now, you're doing it for a selfish reason. You're being nice because it hurts you. Not
No,
you're not thinking of the
because
other
I don't want
person.
because I know how it feels to have your feelings hurt, and I don't want to be
okay, Dr. Freud.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Phil, and I think that's what you got to do when you're Dr. Phil. Is you gotta think. I didn't just come off the boat.
That sounded like Jimmy Carter.
It is Jimmy Carter, actually. It really is.
All
Ross,
right, what's the
come over
next
here.
one? What's the
Oh.
next one?
I went off the page. Oh yeah, I got it. I had it. Okay. Oh no,
Oh no.
that one's too easy.
What is it?
Oh, that's not good for us either.
Really? When did your
Wow.
menstrual cycle
Oh,
start?
this is a great
No.
one. This is a great one too. Do you believe others generally have good intentions?
Hell no. They all want me dead. They just
They
allow
want
me.
me dead.
They just out of fear, they avoid me, but they all, no, I'm just kidding. Do I believe other people have what? Bad
Good
intentions?
Generally.
No, you know what I believe? I believe that most people have selfish intentions, but I believe that your friends and family, I believe they're true, kind, loving. Like I put other people in front of myself, but in general, in public, I believe everyone is selfish and out for themselves.
And you find that a lot in this business. You know, like this weekend when I was with this group of people that are really like people that are all in the top of their field, it's a lot different. Sometimes I do magic convention and I'll have people in the audience, like other magicians that think they're comic magicians, and their attitude is like, well, why did this guy get on television? I
Yeah.
do what he did.
I've seen that a million times where people say,
You know what I mean? It's like,
you know, why him? I'm just as good as him.
yeah, I'm just as funny as he is.
Like,
You
yeah,
know,
everyone
or
thinks
like-
that except the audience,
Right.
you know.
or that maybe that you're doing it 25 years after I did it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But I believe that like your family and your true friends, you know, they want you to succeed. Yeah, I think they're good people.
You have great families, guys. You really do. Well, part of my family, I'm sure they want me to succeed, but
Hey, Craig, you can lie. You can lie, Craig.
I'm
Tell
not.
us
I
how
don't. I
wonderful
never.
and loving you-
I really don't lie. When I was in David Nasser, after I did his show, goes, Jesus, Craig, you're one of the most honest people I ever met. Because I don't hold back. Why should I? There's nothing to hold back. My family loves me for sure. They probably want me to succeed, but I would trade all that if they just wanted to interact with me once in a while.
Right.
You know, but
That's
anyway,
sad.
no, I don't believe that for the most part. Well, it's
Hold on a
close.
minute. Hold on a minute, Craig. My sister's calling.
Oh, you son of a bitch. But you know, I would say 10 years ago, I would have said absolutely. You know, you should have said my sister's calling.
Yeah. No, she's calling me. All right.
Yeah, there you go. But no, I would 10 years ago I would have said yes, but now I'm not so sure. I don't think so. No.
Wow.
Why do you think your family doesn't want to interact with you? Is it because they're just into their own selves, or
There's
is it
I
because
think
they
there's
have
a
something
couple of
against you?
reasons. I think they resented when I moved out here that my mother followed and she came out here through it, and so they feel like I kind of took my mother away from them. And my sister never saw my mother again because she passed away in 5 years, and my sister never made her way out.
Well, in 5 years, your sister should have got her ass out to see her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My niece came out and saw her, and the other
I
thing
mean,
was that when I went to
you can't take blame. It's not like she came out to see you and like the next week she passed away and
Yeah.
we never got a
It's
chance
5
to see
years.
her. 5
Okay.
fucking years is a
I'm
long
in
time.
I'm in
And-
Florida right now. Like it's my mother's 92nd birthday. I'm here with my mother. I'm hanging out with you guys on my mother's birthday.
I am so jealous of the fact that you could get to do that, and your brother's right.
I'm
We
so
saw him
jealous that you have
pre-show.
one that's 95. My mother passed away at 59.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I still have friends my age who have both their parents, and I'm like, and I want to say, dude, treasure that, freaking
Yeah.
treasure that, but I don't do it because I don't want to be like, you know.
Well, you know what the truth is that I'm sure they do. You know what I mean?
No, they do, but
What was that? Max Tocelli had a picture the other day of his grandfather who was 104.
he's still alive.
wow,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
that's really cool.
Well, Nick Santa Maria, he's been on our show. His mother's like 98, so he's down in Florida. He's taking care of her. So
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
smoking took out my mother and father, and it's a shame, but they did.
Wasn't the
well,
fire.
my
It was
old
just
man
the
died
smoke.
when he was my old man died when he was right 2 weeks after his 71st birthday from same thing. Well, I'm sure it was smoking and all that shit that got him.
Yeah, but so yeah, I think 10 years ago I would have had a different opinion. I thought definitely most people had good intentions. Now I
Well,
would
you got to
say
stop. You
less.
got to beat yourself up about it. The fact that you were there for 5 years is up to them, not you.
Oh no, I mean, I've
You
really,
know, Craig, maybe they would like you more if you didn't steal your mother away. I mean, their mother. I mean, that's just, you know, John's
Well,
right.
you
Come on,
know,
man. They had 5 years to come visit her. They
5
didn't get up
years.
their asses.
5 years, it's up to them. Why didn't they get their asses out there in 5 years? If they cared so much about their mother, they should
Yeah.
have at least made it
You
a
know what,
point
man?
to go visit her.
I don't think your family's worth talking to.
I think you
Craig.
should
I
give
don't
Mike.
like them
I think
anymore.
you should give Mike the names of your family, and he should take care of it.
I love my sister. I love my nieces and nephews. I haven't spoke to my brother in 17 years, so that's my family.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, so let's get off this. And
Yeah.
I have the last question. Yeah, this should wrap. Well, we yeah. Here's the last question. You ready? This is a good question. What do you do with your free time when you have absolutely no plans?
Nothing.
Mike just unplugs and just sits down.
I could give you a whole list.
You
do
mean
it.
what are you saying? What do we kill time with when there's nothing to do?
Let's say that you have this weekend free and and you have nothing planned and it's all to yourself. What would you do?
Well, I would still wind up doing maintenance on the yard. I'd still wind up, cleaning the pool.
Okay,
mowing
and
the
Patty's
grass.
not there. She goes away. You're all alone for the weekend.
Okay, then we're talking about
Hookers.
just
Hookers.
yeah, hookers and hookers and whiskey and beer. Oh my, hookers and whiskey and beer. Oh my. No,
We're off to see. We're off
to be
see
honest,
the John.
to be honest with you, I would probably just hit the gym as I like to do because it's a meditation for me, and then I sit down with my iPad and probably just do word games and because that's what keeps you mentally fit, man. I play those spelling, all those word games to keep mentally sharp.
John,
That's about it, man. Other than that, I mean, besides hookers and whiskey and beer,
and watch TV and
I would go surfing,
yeah, well, you need
sailing,
that.
or take a ride in my sports car with the top down. And
here you go.
So
Or-
John is actually in the movie Heart to Heart. That's him.
I have
Um,
a, I
Or
have
the
a shit
same thing.
life.
Or I take the motorcycle for a
Yeah.
ride. That's very soothing.
John, I write. I watch TV.
Well,
Do you write the songs that others sing?
I write the songs. My favorite Barry Manilow song. I did it last week. I am stuck on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aid stuck on.
It's
Yeah,
first thing
I
ever made.
like to write. I like to hang out and do nothing. I like to cook. Like tonight, I'm going to be making pasta from. I got one of those pasta machines. I'm going to make low carb pasta. It's going to be fun.
wow.
Yeah,
What is
My-
low carb
my-
pasta made out of? It's made out of meat.
it's made out of this
It's
ancient.
Spackle.
What was it? Spackle.
Spackle.
This ancient grain that has low carb. It's called einkorn. Have you ever heard of that einkorn flour?
I've heard it. It's very smart. It's Einkorn. Einkorn.
It's Eric
Oh,
Kornfeld.
E equals corn squared.
No,
My
I'm
son-
trying it tonight. I'm hoping it's going to be good, but I have them. You use it the same
Craig,
as flour.
Don't get your hopes up. There's a reason why it's an ancient thing that nobody's heard of. So don't get your hopes up. If it was good, we'd know about it.
Well, it's getting really popular among the keto crowd. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. So is tofu, and
Well, firm tofu is good. I hit the bell.
ring the bell, John. No. Anyway, I think we hit our limit.
We're very very close.
All right. Well, there was another thing I'm going to show you. They said things that this blew me away. Things that baby boomers do that still think are cool.
I want to hear that.
And I'm happy to say that I've never done any of these.
Okay.
They said wearing a fanny pack.
Never done it.
I did, but I have pictures.
Yeah, but back in the 80s.
90s.
Not
When I went to
today.
Disney World, I wore a
Right.
fanny pack. Yeah.
Right.
Never. You want to know why I never wore a fanny pack? I never could find one that would fit around my waist.
I had a 34 waist at the time, so
They
that's
say
my
that
excuse.
baby boomers are still wearing socks with sandals.
I've
Okay.
never done that.
And they're
I've
saying
never had
doesn't-
You know what that
Sandals.
means? Baby boomers have ugly feet. That's the only reason why you would wear socks or sandals.
and they're
I've
saying
never-
it kind of defeats the whole purpose of a sandal.
Defeats. I like that. Defeats.
That's it.
Yeah.
Never had a sandal, so I don't have to worry.
Do you guys wear sandals?
I said
I
I've never
do.
owned never had
I-
sandals. No.
Me
I
neither.
do because I live in Florida. You know,
I'm in California. You would think I'd be like, no,
It
I have
sounds crazy,
Flintstone
but I
feet.
almost always for most of my life wore boots, and it's just that thing. It's like you never know if you. It's that mentality
At
of
the
growing up
beach,
in
you
the
wore
projects.
boots.
No, but most of my life, wherever I was, I'm wearing boots because it's that mentality. It's like you always got to be ready for a fight. So you know, I grew up in the housing projects, man. You always got to be ready. You wear boots.
so why do you wear
you
a
know.
boot so you can run away?
Oh, you can kick.
No, so you can kick the shit out of somebody. It's like you don't
They hurt, man.
try kicking somebody with a sneaker. It just doesn't. It's not as
For sure.
it's
Yeah, for
not-
sure.
or sandals. Come here, I'm gonna kick you with my sandals.
I have Flintstone feet. They don't look in the sandals. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm very vain.
I happen to have good-looking feet, and I've had people tell me that I had a cruise director that was obsessed with my feet, and she's going, "You have such beautiful feet." for a
She's
man."
obsessed with your feet.
Yeah, and she
Really?
always said that, and then the other ones would go, "Yeah, you do have nice feet for a man." Because
You know,
they're tan. Because they're tan.
that explains
not
why you
all
did all
nut-
those crush videos in the
And they're
night.
not all
Right.
gnarly looking. My feet aren't all gnarly looking like
You know
some-
what, man? I don't want to talk to people that are looking at my feet. That's a little weird. What are you doing looking at my feet? Okay.
Well, in the gay community, you would be a superstar, John. I know a lot of people who are into feet.
Eesh.
Yeah, unfortunately. What else? What else?
All right. What's the other stuff?
There was stuff about like different clothes, like cargo pants,
I like cargo. pants.
cargo shorts. You
I
know,
like
like
those.
I've worn cargo. I've worn
I have
cargo
them
shorts.
inside.
I know.
Nothing wrong.
Well,
There's nothing
remember
wrong with
what
cargo
was
shorts.
it in? What was that movie?
Cargo shorts are great. You can conceal a
No,
gun.
no,
a
no.
knife.
You
was
never
a-
have enough pockets, John. Never
There
have
was a
enough
very
pockets.
funny
They're
line.
good for concealing.
What was that movie where with the kids where he gets the fake ID?
Oh yeah,
uh,
super bad.
Super bad. And he goes like this, "I gotta go home and change." He goes, "What?" He goes, "I gotta change out of these cargo pants." And the guy goes, "Why?" He goes, "No one's got a blowjob in cargo pants since '84."
Oh man.
No, I
Then
have
there was
cargo-
just then
I
there was
wouldn't-
just stuff in there about like you know, like basically the villages. There was a lot of stuff about the villages.
the villages.
Well, we didn't even
Yeah.
get to my side. So, like I said, I just stayed in the Hard Rock Hotel Casino for the last couple of days. And you want to talk about running into characters? And look, I'll tell you what, though, I'm going to smell like cigarette smoke for the next friggin' month.
Oh, I know. I just worked in
God.
I just worked at Caesar's Palace in Indiana, and it's like you got to walk through the casino. And,
Yeah.
and when's the last time you remember people smoking indoors? You know,
They smoke in the
That's-
casinos in
Yeah.
Vegas?
Oh yeah. Put it this way: there's one.
Oh.
The Hard Rock. It's almost the whole. It's huge, and smoke everywhere. There's this one room, and it's whatever. It's non-smoking, but then the doors open to let somebody in, and all the smoke gets sucked in anyway. But no, it's you can smoke in the casino, and everyone does smoke in the casinos.
I wouldn't be
know.
able to do it.
you got to
But,
see it. How about some of these airports that have the smoking room? You ever seen that?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a cubicle. It's like an aquarium of smoke.
It's terrible.
You don't
I'm
even need a
sorry.
cigarette. You can just go in there and breathe.
I used to work at Yellow Book. This is actually a yo-yo I found yesterday. It's from Yellow Book.
Oh, nice.
My cat goes nuts when I do it though. And they had a smoking room.
Sometime. Oh, we're not on podcast. So next time I can show you I'm really good at with the yo-yo. I can do everything.
But no, and the thing is, you were in a terrarium, you're smoking, and people would walk by and they look in it like we were a zoo exhibit of the people who used to smoke, and you would get like this film on you. It was disgusting. It was disgusting.
My
man, I
dad years ago, years ago in the 50s or late 40s, I guess, Duncan Yo-Yos had a group of kids
Yeah.
that would go from movie theater to movie theater before the movie, and they would
Do
put
tricks.
Duncan
on.
Munchkins.
My dad was one of those yo-yo kids.
Duncan Munchkins.
Oh, wow.
I could
Wow.
do everything with a yo-yo. I could-
Oh,
See,
we
now,
don't.
I'm
That
sure that-
sounds sexually
It
scary.
makes me even wonder though with the people. I mean, our age, of course, but young people probably don't even know what a yo-yo is. But I remember
Tommy,
those.
Tommy Smothers is amazing
He is.
with a yo-yo.
He is.
Yeah.
Hell,
He's on
yeah.
the Tonight Show, man. It's incredible. He's
Well, I remember you'd see people on the Tonight Show and they like doing Duncan Yo-Yo tricks, man, doing walk the dog around the world. I could do a few of those. But
they got to. I mean, this is 30 years old. I'm showing it. You can't see it, folks, but I'm showing this little yellow yo-yo. This is 30 years old, but there's still got to be yo-yos out there. No,
I have
I don't
about
know.
200 of them.
well then, yeah, that's yeah.
really,
I have a Starsky and Hutch yo-yo.
Oh, I'll buy
I
that
have-
off you.
I have it's a mag wheel. It's a Duncan
Oh,
Wow.
butterfly. It's a
I
mag
want
wheel.
it. I
I
want
have a Eddie Murphy 48
it.
hours yo-yo.
Get the fuck out of here.
I got,
you got now. See, the only one I remember, of course, there was the cool Duncan one, and then there was they called it the butterfly yo-yo.
Yes.
Okay, so
You
this
do
is
tricks
what
with that.
Duncan had the basic wooden yo-yo.
Yep.
Right.
It had the butterfly yo-yo.
See, they
Right.
were plastic
It
when I
had
was a kid.
the Imperial, which was
I remember
like
the
a
Imperial.
thin-
Remember the Imperial?
It had the one that you would have liked was the satellite one, the wooden one that looked like Mars.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
It had a
Was it
ring
lit
around
up too?
it, and it made noise.
It's-
When
See,
it
now
went
you're
down.
bringing back all those memories, like tops. Remember, you just wrap a string around the top and pull
yes,
the
I could
string.
never-
out.
battling
I could ne-
tops.
I could
Battling
never do
tops.
those. I could never
Yeah.
do those.
Remember battling tops? Come on, you're
I
like,
remember battling tops and Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
yeah, but I remember when they used to Dunkin' Yo-Yo commercials all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh,
I
yeah.
want a butterfly yo-yo.
they were huge. Duncan. Well, yo-yos
Duncan
in
yo-yo
general.
was for years.
Yeah.
Then
I
they
mean,
came out with these yo-yos with the automatic clutches in them. I have a
Did you
yo-yo.
wa-
I have
did
a
you walk the
yo-yo.
dog?
I can never
easier?
learn how to use the I, can
I
never
have a
learn how to use
yo-yo.
the shifter on those.
I have a yo-yo that is $190.
Right.
That is titanium, perfectly balanced with interchangeable hickory axles.
John, you may need help.
John, put down the yo-yo and back
You-
away.
You may need to see.
Serious.
You may
I'm
need to see
serious.
somebody
It's
about.
I have a loose leaf book here with like magazines, Yo-Yo
You-
Monthly.
You know that makes John the most dangerous person in this podcast because yo-yos were created to be a weapon.
Weapons.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, actually, I did not. I didn't know that, but it makes sense. Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
they were.
they didn't come back. They just flung them out.
Okay.
Now, did you ever? Can you make a yo-yo sleep?
I am.
Oh, yeah.
Come on over.
It's your
Come
mom.
here. My mom. Come here and say
Happy
hello.
birthday to
To
you.
you.
They're singing happy birthday. Can you hear 'em?
to
I have
you.
to apologize to people. Marshall told me to hang up on everybody.
Come here and say hello.
Don't
Happy
hang up on us
birthday.
yet. We haven't stopped
Happy
singing.
birthday to you.
John.
Hey.
Happy birthday
John, a
to
friend.
you. Hey, how are you?
Hi, I'm Craig. Nice to meet you.
I'm a rep right now. Don't mind me.
Tell him to fuck off.
I will never do this.
Tell him something. Say something. Say.
Say something.
All right.
Say something.
What a
You're a
pleasure.
wreck.
I'm
Come
a
on.
wreck is right.
All right, go make me a sandwich, will you? You're 92. That doesn't mean you can't work. Go ahead.
I'm
Now-
always
now I
telling
see-
you, I don't let Michael fool you.
Now I see when Mike, where you got your good looks.
Come in when you're ready.
He's like a pussycat. He
If
comes
you're a
off like
friend of you're a friend of Mark, who am I talking
Look, she
to?
can't even remember my name.
John.
That's good.
John.
Yeah. Now you know why
Johnny.
we're put. Now you know
And
why
I'm
we're
Craig.
putting you away. That's John and that's Craig.
Oh, that's
On-
better. That's John.
That's Fred and Ethel.
Yeah, I'm Fred.
That's
I'm Fred. That's Ethel.
I'm glad.
All
I'm
right,
glad we
well,
spent
Pe-
$8,000
People that
on.
it's too
hearing
bad.
aids.
Too
All
bad
right.
people can't see that she's your mom is adorable.
Oh yeah, I can't.
I'm
say
glad
that.
we spent $8,000 on hearing aids too. All right. No, go sit down.
We're about done. We have about 2 minutes
We're
left.
I'm
about
only
done
getting
anyway.
All right.
I'm all alone.
I'm just about done. We'll be done in 2 minutes.
So, Mike, how old is your mom?
92 today.
Wow. My mom was 79 and she never looked that good. So, mazel tov to your mom.
They did that I'm gonna live to 104.
She just said the doctor told her
I'm
she's
gonna-
going to live to be
I'm
100.
gonna- I'm
She
gonna
must eat
tell
all her
her.
broccoli, doesn't she?
That's it. She thinks she's going to live to 104, but I'm after the money, so it's not going to last that long.
Oh boy.
Okay, we can
All right.
start wrapping up anytime
All
now.
right, yeah, guys.
So you know.
I'm gonna go hang out with mom for her
We gotta
birthday.
hang out with his mom. It's her birthday. We gotta let him go.
She said, "Nice meeting you," and she
Nice
called you
meeting
both
you too. Ladies and
All right.
gentlemen, Mrs. Grief.
names. All right, guys. Are we done?
Yeah,
We're done. Let's say goodbye.
All right, man.
All right, so this is the Big Bad Broadcast with Mike Reeve, Craig Mitchell, John Ferrantino, and you can catch us anywhere podcasts. You can listen to them everywhere.
All right.
Anywhere. And next week is our 100th show.
Oh my God,
Wow.
we got to do something special.
We
We
just
will.
did. We just got Mike's mother on here. That's pretty.
Now, who can we get? I'm going to call Ray because the strike's over.
That's it. Call Ray. All right, guys.
I'm going to see if we get Ray Romano.
All right, cool. Well,
And if we
tune in
can't
next
get him,
week.
and if we can't get him, I'll just do him.
If
you
not,
go.
it's our Thanksgiving show anyway. There you go.
Happy 100th show.
All right, guys. Thanks for a great show, buddy.
All right. See you guys
Okay.
next week.
All right,
All right,
man. Later.
bye-bye.